You've stayed largely silent when it comes to Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies. Is it skepticism on that front, or is it not in your circle of competence? Are you dead against it? Where do you stand?
Anything that public at large agree upon, saying that this is something valuable, uh, has some value in exchange. So, if two people agree that this painting is one of its kind and should command a price of, let's say, 2 lakh of rupees, then you can sell that painting for 2 lakh of rupees. But inherently, such things don't have cash flow. So, whether it's gold, whether it's silver, whether it's rare paintings, sculptures, Bitcoin, these are things with zero inherent cash flow. Uh, they largely depend on demand and supply. So, we have no way of assessing whether the market price is correct or incorrect. And we largely stay away from opining on these things. Now, if you ask me the whether Nifty is fairly valued or not, so you ask me this question: where do you stand on
Yeah.
equity market
Yeah.
valuation? So I can give you my judgment on equity market valuation, or we can argue whether 10-year government security yield of 6.9 is a fair yield or not. But who knows what the correct price of Bitcoin is? Will Bitcoin replace fiat currency for day to day transactions? I'm very skeptical. It's a solution in search of a problem because UPI and credit cards work just fine for transacting. As a store of value, does it have a use? I don't know.
Okay, fair enough. It's outside your circle of competence, or and you're skeptical on crypto in general. You touched upon something earlier when we were talking about valuations going out of whack. You said a lot of these new age tech companies. So where do you stand? Do you believe that the valuations are completely unjustified? Profitability is not being looked at as a metric. Are investors just jumping the gun? What's the view?
The end use case is real. So I am a consumer of most of these
Yeah.
things. So, for example, when there's no house help, one logs
Yeah.
into a app,
Yeah.
someone comes home
Yeah.
to do the dishes. If I want to go from point A to point B, I hail a cab on a ride hailing app. I've ordered for food delivery. I've ordered on quick commerce. So all of these are real businesses with real top line and a large user base. These are in the cash burn stage right now, and plenty of people are competing.
Yeah.
So ultimately, which are the companies that will be winners in this space is difficult to predict right now. And what valuation can one give to these companies is also a challenge. Uh, you have two listed food ordering quick commerce companies. A third IPO is on the way. Two global retail giants are entering the space. A few big corporate backed private companies are in the space. Some of the traditional brick and mortar large retailers are reducing their delivery times and are entering. So I don't know what the end game here is. Maybe one or two companies will do exceedingly well, but as a whole, chances are people may end up losing money.
In the space.
Yeah, if you enter at the current valuation.
No, but maybe those who did when the IPO pop happened.
So these days, what happens is these companies don't IPO at the beginning.
Yeah,
The private equity players have funded them. They are already at a substantial market cap when they actually come for list.
correct. Okay. Um, any other sectors that you say, I'm not going to touch this with a barge pole?
FMCG companies, for example, some of the companies are seeing some revival in top line, bottom line growth, but still the
Valuations?
valuations are quite expensive. So anything to do with Indian consumption, valuations are a hurdle there.
But you don't think that like the rural theme is picking up? We're seeing this sense of premiumization. I mean, you were talking yourself about using quick commerce and this sort of spending that we're seeing, especially in the upper middle class. Not convinced?
Even accounting for all of that, you cannot have a scenario where you have 10-15% kind of earnings growth and you pay 80-90 times earnings.
So it's just not justified according to you right now. If it came to reasonable valuations, you would consider looking
Yes,
at
but we
consumption.
are, in most cases, we are far away from the reasonable valuations.
Absolutely. But do you think that equity ownership still in India is concentrated to the top 1-2%? Will equity markets ultimately help democratize wealth creation, or are they just going to widen this inequality?
So the nature of capitalism is that it's largely unequal, but still it's better than other systems because uh, even the relatively uh, poorer people are better off than other economic systems like communism, etc. The good part is that increasingly vehicles like EPFO, vehicles like NPS are now participating in equity markets. Even the concept of ESOPs for a large segment of employees, those are making it more democratic where more people can participate. Number of unique investors in mutual funds, number of unique demat holders, that is increasing. So more and more people are coming in the fold. I am hopeful that things will be better down the road.
Investment in securities market are subject to market risks. Read all the related documents carefully before investing.